ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to yet another edition. I want to thank you loyal fans for watching Movie Time with Tom. If you've actually sat through and watched all of this about me talking about movies, you deserve to be canonized. So, without further ado, we will go directly into talking about movies that are out now. And leading the pack is Jake Gyllenhaal's Nightcrawler. Halloween's over. Stop making scary, spooky thriller movies. Wait, no, we can't do that. We will always continue to make scary, spooky thriller movies. Jake Gyllenhaal, not looking like Jake Gyllenhaal, being a creepy video camera guy that may or may not be involved with the crimes that are being perpetrated in front of his camera. All for the ratings. It's really bad when paparazzi go bad. We love those guys. They make us feel better about ourselves and our celebrityhood. Also out, second in the pack, another super scary Halloween movie, Ouija. It's a remake of the old movie by same title. Oh, where did they get the concepts for these? Hey, let's just rehash a movie we did 30 years ago. Yay, that sounds like a great idea. Terrible. What do I judge? I'm just jealous because I'm not in it. Jealous, I tell you. Jealous. Anyway, following that, out in the theaters is a World War II story that may or may not be perpetrated upon real events that may or may not have happened during that time period. That's right, Fury. Brad Pitt leads an all-star cast with, like, I'm not kidding. I'm serious about this. Shia LaBeouf being nominated for an Oscar for his role as Church. I didn't think he had it in him. It moved me deeply. That is, if I have to start my own Oscar campaign to get him an Oscar for this, I would do that. Unless there's some kind of restriction that says he can't do it, and I don't know about that. But it's a wonderful movie. Now out on the list, also coming in fourth place, my weekly dig against Ben Affleck, Gone Girl. Will you hurry up and get with this Batman thing already? I want to say, I've seen the costumes, we've seen the pictures. We want to see Batman in action. We want to see how you become the Dark Knight, world's greatest detective. Let's see it. I am a huge fan, Ben. It's okay. We'll have a beer or something. I'm okay with that. Also out on the list, coming in fifth place, Book of Life, animated feature with the voice talents of Channing Tatum, who is in every other movie, apparently. You can't keep that G.I. Joe down. I'm sorry, spoiler alert, he died in the second movie to give all the screen time to The Rock. Don't understand that. Anyway, don't worry, he'll get more screen time. Magic Mike 2 XXL is coming. I don't understand. I don't. But you know what? That's okay. But some things aren't made for me to understand. And coming in the sixth spot, only because I am a huge fan of Bill Murray. That's right, the mentor-mentee with the demented one, Bill Murray. Melissa McCarthy's in it too, playing the mom role, but Bill Murray. I can't say Bill Murray enough. If I got $5 every time I said Bill Murray, I'd have a $5 Bill Murray day. That'd be a lot of cheeseburgers. Anyway, I digress. So, we've come to the part of the show that we're going to talk about movies coming out this weekend. And I really, really love these two movies that are coming out this weekend. First, from Christopher Nolan, a man who loves doing practical effects above CGI. So if we can do more real effects in movies, let's do them. I am a huge fan of real effects because they look real. They don't look like computer glitches or some fuzzy blob happening or some fake fire. We want real effects. It helps make the movies real and believable. And without further ado, I'm talking about Interstellar. We actually send Matthew McConaughey into space in a Lincoln Star Continental. I don't know how much better life can be. Lincoln stock has rose, their sales have rose ever since he made that commercial. So expect to see more of those things and stuff from this movie. I know they're not related. It just tickles me deeply downside about this. And that leads us to the other movie coming out this weekend for the kids. So the adults going to Interstellar, the kids are going to Big Hero 6. A Disney Marvel mashup, Marvel comic book. Disney's putting it out with all their Imagineers. It is a Marvel movie. You will see Marvel Easter eggs. There will be a Marvel scene after the credits. Please stay for the whole credits. Not the fact that you're going to see somebody's name and recognize who they are or what exactly they did, but there's reasons why these people's names are in the credits. To give them actual credit because of the work they did for the last 3 to 6 to 12 months on a film. Not just the voice credits, but the actual animators and the people who set up and design the story and make this thing an enjoyable experience that you're going to go see at the theaters. I'm going to go see it at the theaters because it's a comic book movie and I am a self-professed comic book nerd. So look for the Marvel Easter eggs and be that person in the audience that screams out what that Easter egg is for the uninitiated. I don't know how anyone in popular culture now can miss out on an Easter egg in a Marvel movie. All of them now are chock-loaded to just cross-reference each other and open up a new angle or dimension for the next movie coming out. It's like a teaser for the teaser of teasers. So I can't explain it. It's just wonderful. In movie news and the future productions coming up, Daniel Radcliffe, Harry Potter, is signed on to do another magic movie because he apparently is a magician. One of those huge magician abilities is to make movie money appear in his pockets at will. So they've brought him on board for Now You See Me Too. I'm a huge fan of Harry Potter, so seeing him in as a magician, it's not a stretch for him. It was a bigger stretch for him and all that makeup and horns, not so much a stretch for him to play another magician that was done by the guy playing Lex Luthor. Yeah. That's going to be a stretch. I hope they don't just mess that whole thing up. I don't. Anyway, I'm not talking about that right now. I'm talking about this next movie that we're talking about. Yes, Doctor Strange, and it's confirmed. Benedict Cumberbatch will be Doctor Strange. If you weren't going to see this Marvel movie, I don't know how you weren't going to see this Marvel movie. One of the leader of the Defenders, an Avenger himself. He was plugged as an Easter egg in Captain America: Winter Soldier. Stephen Strange. So he's getting his own movie, and they're opening a huge demographic for the audience to make this thing happen, and that is with the Benedict Cumberbatch. Women all over the world love to see him, so I'm expecting a huge turnout. So this being one of the top 5 Marvel movies. It may be difficult because it's more magic than anything. And I'm not going to give any spoilers away about where he gets his powers or what that actually has to do with the Infinity Gauntlet story that may be coming along with Marvel. I'm going to save that for Kevin. I don't want to steal his thunder. But it's going to be a beautiful... I can't wait to see this thing. I want all practical effects. Someone invent magic now. Just get rid of the science. I want magic happening so that way this movie looks real. I know I'm asking the impossible. Also coming out in theaters coming up soon, the next couple weeks, Foxcatcher. Yes, another Channing Tatum movie. He's a wrestler. This film was filmed up in Pennsylvania. And if you know anything about movies shot in Pennsylvania, they actually take time to include a lot of the scenery, very beautiful scenery up in there for that to happen. And speaking of locations to shoot films, down in Atlanta they put out the Jim Carrey #2, Dumb and Dumber 2. The commercials for this are outrageously funny. I hope they don't put all the best material in the commercials just to dupe us out of going to see a movie once. Hopefully it's around 90 minutes, because any joke longer than 90 minutes isn't really that funny. Jeff Daniels has been on fire, winning awards, so him to play, as brilliant as he is an actor, for him to play such a dumb character, I'm pretty sure is a break for him. And Jim Carrey is a genius in his own right, so putting these two guys together is comedy gold for the franchise. I can't believe Dumb and Dumber is a franchise. I can't believe I actually said that in a sentence out loud. I need to go back and rethink all the things that I thought were unbelievable. Speaking of unbelievability, we can talk about some more Marvel movies, because I love them. And if you're watching this show, I'm sure you love them too, or you wouldn't be watching the show. I'm not saying not watch the show. Please watch this show. Thank you for putting me on your computer and watching this, because it's I'm deeply touched. But not as deeply touched as you will be in Civil War from Captain America. Captain America Civil War, when Kevin released the names of these titles coming out, made Captain America 3 Civil War, a lot of stories and speculation about like hero registration, superpower registration, but what they did put out is that it's going to be who they answer to. Such as Black Panther is the president of Wakanda. So he only would actually answer to himself. Tony Stark doesn't really like to answer to anyone. We know he does not work well with others. So obviously he's going to have an issue. Captain America probably be on the other side of that issue, because he is a soldier and listens to orders and is a strategist, so he actually issues orders as well. And it's going to divide the lines with the team. Some of that is seen in the Age of Ultron when things are sparked off a little bit, but I think they're going to come to fruition in Captain America 3. Now this comes to the part of the show that I like. I'm going to talk about the independent stuff being done on the East Coast. That's right, coming out of Christopher Moore's little itty bitty studio here in North Carolina is the movie Chompers, about a demon in a basement. Bad things happen. I have a small role in this, which is funny. So, you know, I'm kind of putting out my own work on my own show. So, once it gets completed, Christopher Moore has got a brilliant team working with him. He has put out a short called Foodie and a short called Disengaged. Both of them have been accepted and won in several festivals regionally, and they're continuing to be accepted in the festivals, and the next season of festivals you should see Chompers in, especially the horror ones, because they're all kind of really scary. I'm not scary. Not really. Maybe a little. Alright, that's our show for tonight. We hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for tuning in. Please tune in next week when we talk about movies for next weekend. I am your host, Tom. This has been Movie Time with Tom. Have a good night and visit your concession stand. I'll see you at the theater. Alright, let's turn these things.